Hello, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records. It is time for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. As always, we're just going to hit the highlights. The list is way too big for us to get into in a short and succinct video. But if you'd like to see everything that is scheduled for this upcoming week, all you have to do is head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, just look for the upcoming releases link, click on that, and you'll see a PDF that lists all of the stuff that we have on tap for this upcoming week. But now, though, let's dive into these new releases and a bunch of reissues scheduled for Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th of June, 2025. Out the gate, we've got something brand new from the ever-productive King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This new one is called Phantom Island. Our description says that this is the follow-up to last year's Flight B741 and initially recorded during the same sessions. Phantom Island sees King Gizzard expanding their sonic landscape to include a full-blown orchestra, and this comes across on 10 tracks. Blending their signature psych rock energy with some sweeping orchestral arrangements, the Giz takes you on a symphonic journey, embroidering their tangles of lyrics and melody, now with strings and horns and woodwind. So brand new stuff again from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Phantom Island, coming on 180-gram black recycled vinyl, kind of a premium package there. $30 is the suggested list price. Let's get our groove on next with the Budos band and their new album called 7, or VII if you would rather look at the Roman numerals that way. The description says that 2 years after releasing the Frontier's Edge EP, the Budos band are returning with their first full-length album since 2020, and that one was called Long in the Tooth. Simply titled 7, their new album sees them doing what they do best, laying down hypnotic, horn-spiked grooves that menace and mesmerize with equal measure. Always cool stuff from the Budos band. 7, the new one from the Budos band. This looks like it's coming on purple-colored vinyl. List price is $25. Up next is a new-ish compilation. New to vinyl, let's call it that. Compilation from the Grateful Dead. This is called the Grateful Dead's Greatest Hits, and the description is fairly succinct. Limited edition blue-colored vinyl, and this celebrates the Grateful Dead's 60th anniversary with a collection of the band's greatest hits, available for the first time on a single LP. This has got remastered versions, by the way, of songs like Casey Jones, Friend of the Devil, Box of Rain, Sugar Magnolia, Truckin', Fire on the Mountain, and Touch of Gray's on here also. Quite a few more. But again, all of these are 2015 remasters gathered together on this comp from the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead's Greatest Hits on blue-colored vinyl, $25 is the suggested list price for this. Another compilation to tell you about, this is the Hit Singles Collection from the Small Faces. The Small Faces, according to our description, are dubbed the most perfect English pop group. So this new hits collection features the classic lineup of Steve Marriott, Ian McLagan, Kenny Jones, and Ronnie Lane, and perfectly captures the sound of swinging London at a time when London was the center of the world. Single LP on black vinyl, the Hit Singles Collection from the Small Faces, $28 is the suggested list price for this one. Now on to a big box set celebrating the Warner years from Richard Pryor. This is called I Hope I'm Funny, the Warner albums 1974 through 1983. And yes, it does have an explicit content warning. The description says that in the world of comedy, few names resonate as powerfully as Richard Pryor. Regarded as one of the greatest and most influential comedians of all time, Pryor's ability to weave incisive social and political observations into his storytelling has left an indelible mark on the genre. So this celebration of his comedic genius and the enduring legacy of Richard Pryor is encapsulated in this newly released 7 LP box set, I Hope I'm Funny, the Warner albums 1974 through 1983. Do believe these are all on black vinyl and nothing in the description to indicate any extra material inside. We'll have to be surprised with that one. List price for this big box set is coming in at $125. And speaking of comedy, here's an interesting one from John C. Reilly, a.k.a. Mr. Romantic. That's the performance name here. What's Not to Love? And this one looks like it's coming on blue vinyl. Mr. Romantic is John C. Reilly's most personal project yet, according to our description. Designed to inspire empathy and love, the show has earned widespread praise. Vanity Fair has called it fiercely funny and theatrically ranked it among the best performances of 2024 after its unforgettable one-night run in New York City. Accompanied by a band of Grammy-winning virtuosos, Riley breathes life into cherished melodies from the Great American Songbook, conjuring an atmosphere of romance and mirth sure to warm the heart. Again, I love our descriptions here. What's Not to Love by Mr. Romantic, a.k.a. John C. Reilly, on blue vinyl. $31, the suggested list price for this. Onward now to the reissues scheduled for the 13th of June. There's some big stuff on here. Starting us off with one of the Record Store Day first reissues from last April. We have Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman from WuTang Clan. This is The Saga Continues. You may remember that this one was kind of a very interesting RSD release back in April. They did some sort of a little thing with the cover where each and every cover of that limited run was a little bit different. So now this is being reissued, part of that RSD first. We are getting The Bastard Swordsman is the first Wu-Tang Clan record in 11 years to feature all 9 living members. This is a Studio 4 vinyl signature series T, so it's an audiophile grade, collector's quality 180 gram, mastered and pressed with 100% virgin vinyl and processed so there's no pollutants or additives for a clear fidelity and extended lifetime. Yeah, they're really getting into it with the description there. But Black Samson, The Bastard Swordsman, Wu-Tang, The Saga Continues collection. This one, black vinyl, coming in at a suggested list price of $36. Also a Record Store Day reissue, but this one from last November's Black Friday. Here is Charlie Patton and the father of the Delta Blues, selections from the Paramount recordings. Charlie Patton, according to our description, is undisputably one of the most influential figures in the history of blues and among the most important American musicians of the early 20th century. His recordings in the 1920s helped lay the foundation for the Delta blues style, and he continues to inspire musicians an entire century later. This compilation of recordings from the historic Paramount catalog showcases Patton's skills as a powerful and expressive vocalist, skilled guitarist, and dynamic performer. So father of the Delta Blues, selections from the Paramount Recordings Black Vinyl Single LP from Charlie Patton. $27 is our suggested list price for this. Next up is something that's been long out of print on vinyl. It's Norman Greenbaum and Spirit in the Sky. This was his 1969 debut album, and our description says it now returns on vinyl. And anchored by its beloved iconic track, Spirit in the Sky, this album merges rock, gospel, and psychedelia with hidden gems like Macy, Tars of India, and Skyline included as well. Norman Greenbaum's a reissue of Spirit in the Sky, this one coming in at a suggested list price of $26. Kind of a great trend of late from Warner and Rhino with these high-fidelity reissues. They're doing a great job, and these things sound absolutely fabulous. Here we have a high-fidelity reissue from Faces and the album Ooh La La. This was the 4th and final studio album by the Faces, originally released in 1973. I'm not sure if they're going to recreate the cover of that original or not. It was a die cut, kind of a little novelty cover where you could move it up and down on the inner sleeve and see the eyes move on the cover. No indication in our description whether or not that's the case with this high-fidelity reissue, but it is going to sound great. Black vinyl coming in at a suggested list price of $40. Yet one more of these high-fidelity reissues coming from, instead of Rhino, this time it's Warner and Reprise. This is Alice Cooper and Love It to Death, a high-fidelity reissue of this 1971 album from the band Alice Cooper. And again, we've got an Alice Cooper band, a new album coming up here in a little bit, a couple of weeks, so we'll tell you about that in a future episode of this show. But this one, Love It to Death, and again, talking about covers, I can't quite tell from our picture if this is the naughty cover that got banned or not. We'll have to do some research. I think it is. I think that you can kind of see Alice's air quote thumb in there. Love It to Death, high fidelity on black vinyl, $40 is the suggested list price for this. And one more high fidelity reissue coming from Reprise and Warner, and this is Paranoid from Black Sabbath. This is a monster album. It should sound absolutely fabulous with this high fidelity reissue. This one was originally released in 1970, the band's second album, and quite arguably their biggest, I think, of the Ozzy era, at least the most identifiable. Lots of great stuff on here. Paranoid, Black Sabbath, a high-fidelity black vinyl reissue, $40, the suggested list price for this. And speaking of Ozzy Osbourne, well, we kind of sort of did. Here's a reissue of his 2010 album, Scream. This was the 11th solo studio album from the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. Available now on double LP black vinyl. By the way, this has only been released on vinyl one time before, and that was a 2010 European release only, so this should be kind of a great one to get on wax. Again, double LP black vinyl, Ozzy Osbourne's Scream, this one coming in at a suggested list price of $36. From Blackened Recordings, we are getting a double LP reissue of Metallica and their Load LP. According to our description, the Metallica Remaster Collection continues with this 5x platinum album Load. This album, of course, contains some fan favorites, including Until It Sleeps, Hero of the Day, and King of Nothing. And now, for the first time ever, the original extended version of the Outlaw Torn that was originally edited due to some time constraints and manufacturing limits with that first pressing. Now a double LP, as we mentioned, on black vinyl, Load from Metallica, $37 is the suggested list price here. And then just because we are getting a deluxe box set version of this as well, this thing is huge. A total of 25 pieces contained inside. This one has a total of 301 tracks. 245 of them are unreleased. And they make a point to say that it weighs in at over 10 pounds. So the limited edition deluxe numbered box set of Load includes the album remastered on 180-gram double LP, as we mentioned with the previous entry here, and compact disc. It also has a Mama Said picture disc, 3 live LPs, 15 compact discs, and 4 DVDs featuring unreleased content, which include the likes of live shows, rough mixes, demos, etc. MP3 download card in here as well for all of the audio, 2 tour laminates, a Lollapalooza poster, a pushhead patch, a Rolling Stone print, guitar and bass picks, a pack of 14 Rorschach test cards, a lyric folder and sheets, and a 128-page hardcover book with never-before-seen photos and stories from those who were there. This thing is a beast. Holy cow. Metallica Load, the deluxe box set's coming at a price, though. $275 is the suggested list price on this one. And speaking of remixes, well, this one's not very old at all. The album just came out last year. Here is The Cure and Mixes of A Lost World. The description says that this is a half-speed master conceived and compiled by Robert Smith. This is a new remix collection from the 2024 album Songs of a Lost World, and it features remixes from Fortet, Paul Oakenfold Orbital, and many more. Double LP, 180-gram, black vinyl, again, half-speed master. This thing's going to sound neat. You're looking at just some different versions from their Songs of a Lost World. The Cure Mixes of a Lost World, $40 is the suggested list price for this. Next up is a pair of reissues from Shakira, and it's basically called Oral Fixation. This one was originally released in 2004, and then Oral Fixation Volume 2, originally released in 2005. Volume 1 is a single LP coming in at a suggested list price of $29, and Volume 2 is a double LP, that one coming in at a suggested list price of $44. And finally, we've got another anniversary edition to tell you about. This is The New Kids on the Block and Step by Step. 35th anniversary vinyl pressing of their album Step by Step. The description doesn't go much deeper than that, but come on, it's the New Kids. Do we really need a deeper description? Step by Step anniversary edition from New Kids on the Block. $24 is the suggested list price for this one. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for Friday the 13th of June, 2025. If you're local here to the Wasteland area, you can contact us at the store if you have a wish list of any of these for pre-order. Otherwise, you can head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, you can click on the full list. There is a lot of other stuff coming out in this upcoming week, so you might want to check that out when you get a chance. But if you see anything on that bigger list, all the same, all you have to do is contact us here at the store, and we'll get a pre-order in for you from that one. So until next time, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland. Thanks a lot for being here.